Hello, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kaladesh block. In a few weeks, they're not going to be in standard anymore, but we're going to be taking a look at a lot of the cards that a lot of the mechanics we remember them by. We'll be looking at some of the cards, but not all of the great ones. We're gonna try to mash some of them up into a few decks, see what we can come up with. So this week is pretty much for Kaladesh block. Next week it's gonna be for Amonkhet block. Then if Guilds of Rav, I don't remember if Guilds of Ravnica will be released after that. I think there's still one more week after that. I might come up something maybe with a mix of both, or some. If you guys have any suggestions regarding that. But for now, we're going to be taking a look at some of the things that we could have enjoyed from Kaladesh block. Let's see if we can remember it aside from it containing a bunch of cards that have been banned recently. So for most people would remember that once upon a time energy was a thing. We had a deck mainly called Teamer Energy. So it was green, blue, red. Lots of decks that enabled energy. Let's actually show you why we don't see this nowadays. The reason we don't get much of Teamer Energy nowadays is because several important cards have been banned. Particularly this common. Sure, it didn't do much, but then again, you played it. You got it helped fix your mana next turn, and you got 2 energy for free. That one apparently was busted enough, especially in the more explosive ones. Then we also got another key card that was also banned, Rogue Refiner. 3 mana, 3/2. You got 2 energy. You also got to draw a card. Basically, that combo of 2 cards and a bunch of other broken. I wouldn't say a bunch of other broken cards, but more like there are a bunch of other cards in conjunction that broke energy. Oh, let's not forget the most broken, the one part that really broke the back of energy. Let's see that. Yeah, Aetherworks Marvel. So you're wondering what all the energy was used for? Here, basically, you dumped all of it in. You probably got a very big finisher off the deck. Usually it's a Torrential Gear Hulk, or I only remember Torrential Gear Hulk, but I think you could have gotten something else. But there were many big finishers there. That was pretty much the key. There were a lot of other really good energy cards, but eventually they became more incidental rather than necessary. So enough talk. Let's go back to what we built. So basically, we decided to combine a few of the interesting artifact mechanics here. So first off, we got Improvise. Basically, it's a not a brainchild, more like it's more like the second cousin twice removed of Convoke and Affinity. So what happened was, in Convoke, you tapped it. It paid for 1 generic mana, or 1 mana of the color of the card that you tap. Okay, that was a bit of a mouthful. Improvise, it was very simple. Tap an artifact, it paid for 1 generic. We got a bunch of stuff. I originally had a lot of the Aether guys, so Aether Super. For black, it was Aether Poisoner. For red, it was the 2/1 guy. Red, it was Aether Chaser. I had a lot of these early, but the problem was we eventually came to a point where we didn't draw enough cards, so I just went back to to what everyone else ran. So Glint Sleeve Siphoners. We did keep a few Legacy Aether Swoopers, 4 copies of Harness Lightning, 3 copies of Prophetic Prism. Our payoffs are essentially Whirler Virtuoso gave us energy to create Topter tokens. There are only 2 of them here. Probably would have preferred to have a third one. Actually, let's swap it around. I think we can make a third one out of that. So I will drop the reverse engineer since I'm running Glimmer also. So Whirler Virtuoso is our main payoff. Few copies of Unlicensed Disintegration. Basically, it's a synergy. Glimmer of Genius, Tezzeret the Schemer, one of Reverse Engineer. Actually, we do need a payoff for all that energy we're getting. I took it out before because it was quite expensive, but probably would want to have it back anyway. So let's return Aether Squall Ancient. Let's just drop the Reverse Engineer altogether. Don't like. It's okay. It's a good improvised card, but it's sorcery speed, so that was kind of hurtful part. I am not running Torrential Gear Hulk, although it would work well. It was just kind of way too obvious. I actually didn't want to run all 4 Glint Sleeves, but kind of necessary. You kind of need to keep drawing cards. It's also it's both an enabler and a payoff, so it works well there. So let's go back. Metallic Rebuke sometimes pays off if we get an Aether Super or Prophetic Prism turn 2. Copy of Saheeli Rai, why not? So Maverick Topterus, this is our other improvised payoff. Metalwork Colossus, we don't have that many. In fact, I think this might actually be a dud here. It worked a lot better when we had a lot of artifacts, but I think I'd rather have an improvised artifact. So I actually been scratching my head on how to make this work for the longest time, so it didn't exactly pan out. I made a few versions, one that was full energy. That one didn't pan out very well. Okay, let's just we'll make this our payoff instead. Actually, I think we have another Bastion Inventor. We'll just use the combination of Bastion Inventors and the Barricade Breaker as our payoff. Yep, 3 copies of that. So this is our improvised payoff. Basically, having hexproof is nice. This is our energy payoff. The deck is a mix of 2, but the one thing that's consistent is all the cards here are Kaladesh block, with the exception of the mana base. So this is pretty much what we're going to be running here. I guess I could sub this with the flying improvised guy also. I like the hexproof Vetter, but only because it means I can't get killed quite easily. Well, the problem is this one's softer to removal, so that's a no. When a non-token, nope, this doesn't work for us. Actually, you know what? Let's put that one Herald of Anguish because we have it. We do have some synergies with this, so that's not too bad. I'm running the Barricade Breaker over the Foundry Assembler because this is a lot softer. Enraged Giant is also a bit of a surprise, but I think Hexproof is much more valuable here. So this is our version of Grixis artifacts. I actually had a version of Amonkhet Zombies ready. I made the deck a bit before. I was actually really scratching my head on how to make it work. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick run on quick play. Then I'm gonna see if it's worth running through quick constructed. I might do a few changes here and there. So this is a first look at my thought process on how to get the deck working. So what I would normally do is after I make a deck, I run it a bit through. I run it through quickly play first. Then what you normally would see me do on video is run it through quick constructed. Then after more changes and making a sideboard, then I run it through competitive constructed. So we're very soft to turn 1 Bomat Courier. This is one card I will not be sad to see go. So I am not gonna run out the. I'm not gonna run out our Aether Hubs just yet. But least we will be able to generate a blocker turn 3, turn 4. But we might not get there if this is just pure mono red. So me dropping all, at least we'll have blockers next turn. So yep, we took quite a beating. So let's see if we can stem that. Let's see if we can stem the bleeding a little bit. So okay, we didn't get the payoff. We do get the energy, so and at least, and that's one less removal spell to our face. Although Bowman Courier is gonna start piling up. We will get a we might get a second Whirler Virtuoso already. Or I might just be better off. Okay, the nice thing is I actually do have the energy now. So even if he burns this in response, I still get the Topter. I'm probably just gonna block the Pyromancer if ever. So maybe Bastion and... well, I drew all my late game cards too early. I might actually have to keep... well, I actually want to block if possible. So this isn't good. We know our opponent's gonna attack. I can save 2... I'm actually gonna save 1 damage now. I'm just gonna take the 2 from this one because I know he's gonna sacrifice this anyway. Because I do need... okay, Prophetic Prism, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we draw a land, that's good. If not, we just boned ourselves. Yeah, I'm just gonna... so I'm just gonna cast for Improvise. So it's gonna be a while. We're probably gonna die to all the burn that he's got in hand right now. Thankfully, he's flooded a bit on lands. Poison Scourge has haste, but he's not attacking, so that means something. So 1, 2. Okay. I need to start removing threats though. So okay, if I remove that threat, I won't have the mana. I can pay all that to tap. Okay. Okay, let's cast this first. So we... unless we draw a land, we outed ourselves from Unlicensed Disintegration. Okay, we drew a land. So we still can pay for it, just a bit pricey. So I have choices. I can just tap all this for... I can just put on a very big blocker. Or I can just take out the Brazen Scorch right then and there. I might actually have to. So yeah, let's... yeah, we just have to take it out. Target creature. And it actually taps the Prophetic Prism, so I have to keep... I'm gonna need to keep this in mind. No attacks. So we take 4, and let's see. Does he have another burn spell? Yeah. Okay, so we kept a very slow hand there. So now... Prophetic Prisms were made for the improvise and for the draw, but maybe 3 copies is too many. So I'm gonna do 1 more edit. Then we're gonna proceed. Actually, I need to update this too. So let's drop that. let's put in our third Aether Super. And okay, our mana is a bit of a mess. I might be better off prioritizing one color over another. Actually, what I could do is I can drop this and this for the red creature instead. Sweatworks Brawler. Sure, it's softer, but it comes down faster and it is evasive. And that, no, it doesn't fix our mana quite well. We are actually quite more even now. There. There you go. So that's a bit more like it, although maybe too many. And I could just drop these all together. Yeah, let's just drop those all together. And then let's get the Aether Poisoners in, because at least those trade. They're soft, but then again, Aether Chaser's also quite soft too. So I'm gonna run it like this. And mana's now 5/5. Okay. It's way too even for my taste. Aether Hub fixes it a bit. I'm gonna add 3 copies of Evolving Wilds also to help fix it also, at least because I don't need anything turn 1. That's one change that I made then. So you know what? I think this is worth giving a shot now. And worst case scenario, at least I have enough money to spend. So we're gonna see how far we go before we lose 3 times. Well, let's see. We did manage to stem the tide, but our opponent had the nut draw there last time. I actually like this change where you don't get to see the rank that you're being matched up. Actually, it's weird. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. I'm still not used to that. I'm still not used to that bit. Okay. There, yeah, Aether Evolving Wilds is now making its worth now, so yeah, we're gonna do turn 2 Poisoner into turn 3 Saheeli. Or Unlicensed Disintegration. We have options there. Yeah. Pass the turn. Let's see what our opponent does. It will inform us what our... Okay. Heart of Kiran, so that's gonna take a while. Nah, no more elves. Actually, it still won't trigger yet. Okay, you know what? Let's just sack that before I make a mistake. So turn 2 Aether Poisoner. I think our opponent might have... Okay, our opponent might have another creature to trigger Heart of Kiran. Fine Mare. Okay, that will definitely trigger Heart of Kiran. So I actually want to hold the Aether Poisoner back. Well, maybe not that soon. Okay, let's play the Spire Bluff Canal while it still benefit. So we're gonna see what our opponent does. He's gonna choose between triggering Heart of Kiran or buffing this Vine Mare. Ronus Indomitable. So he will actually do both, which is perfectly fine. I will take 5 damage again, but I can deal with the Heart of Kiran this time. Let's see. Hopefully he attacks with the elves too. Okay, he's not, so we're gonna run the disintegration first. Does he... Oh, he had blossoming defense. Okay. We're gonna take way too much damage, so I actually have to block now. This is not good. So our opponent had the nut draw. We had no sweepers and whatnot. I'm gonna have to hold this guy back, but I will be taking 9. Yeah, this one might be way too... Yeah. So we're gonna create a...
This should be fun because
gonna create another one just so that we can get the blocker. Yeah. And let's see. Ronas can give trample, so... Yeah, I think we're dead at this point. Actually, depends on how he maps the damage. He might just be Oh, he's actually gonna sack it. I think he's hexproof, can't be blocked by black creatures. Yeah, I didn't see that one through. So thankfully Sahidi stays alive a bit. So I'm gonna take... Yep, that's it. So that was a very ignoble start. We might have the problem of having too many late game threats. We'll try that again. But this does reflect what happens if a mechanic isn't... Well, let's be fair. We are running with a handicap. I guess Fatal Pushes could have easily been a nice fit here also. Yeah, actually that's what I've been missing. Okay, so... Turn 1 Evolving Wilds into Harness Lightning. I'll keep that. Again, maybe Improvise is not such a great idea. I think I might have been better off just running Pure Energy. So... Okay. We'll greet him later. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Okay, island first. So we essentially need one more land, one more land to draw into. Okay, that's not it. At least we got some removal, but we need to draw. We need to draw more land. So I'm actually gonna let him discard his cards first. Make him think it's gonna stick. Now it comes to the question: do I want to run the Sweat Bro? Oh, okay. So he's ditching the Golden Demise. Okay. Not a land, but I'll take it. And thank goodness he ditched those Golden Demises. So now, well, doesn't mean he doesn't have just straight up pinpoint removal, but that's kind of okay. That's okay with me. Let's see how he spends his mana. It's gonna be a cast down or something. Doomfall. Okay, take your pick. Probably gonna nuke our Bastion Inventor. Yeah, it's probably gonna nuke the Bastion Inventor. There you go. generally because blue-black straight is mostly pinpoint removal. He might be splashing red. I suspect there's also a lot of pinpoint removal there too. Does he have a shock? No, fatal push. Okay, so there goes that plan. So now we're literally stuck. Yeah, why didn't I run fatal push? It's also stuck too, I guess. So I'm going to actually just pass the turn. It's kind of like a game of chicken. Liliana Death's Majesty. Let that resolve. See what she does with it.
You will watch me as I kill you.
Okay, she's just...
Oh, look what I found.
Okay. Milled out another fatal push. We're just gonna draw cards because we need them badly. I want the aid. Don't want the Aider Super, but I do want the Aider Hub. Okay, more lands. Just what the... and another Glimmer. Just what the doctor ordered. So... let's play that one. I'm gonna play the Maverick Topterist now. Let's get our 2 tokens out. Next turn we can drop Herald of Anguish. I think he's gonna nuke that Herald of Anguish right then and there. Yep. Still got swept. He's probably gonna make another 2/2 zombie token. Okay. So he hasn't ditched anything great. That's the good news. One, two, three, four. Wait, I'm gonna... okay, you know what? I'm just gonna cast a Maverick Topterist first. Probably should have tapped one of these. Oh. Okay. So it looks like our opponent is not running counter spells. So let's start chopping down this Liliana. Now it'll be interesting when our opponent decides to grab this one from our graveyard. But we'll have ways around it. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it's from his graveyard, so he can only take Champion of Wits. Oh, he's doing it cheap. Okay. So he couldn't wait for the 7 mana. I'm really curious what he has in hand. Removal. Yeah, he wish. Oh, then he drew into the land. Also slightly flooding. Gonna keep. I'm actually gonna keep both. I'm actually gonna keep both now. So combat. Let's attack. So I'm gonna send. I'm just gonna send all 4 here. See what our opponent. See what our opponent has. Torrential Gear Hulk. He can get cast on or Vraska's Contempt. Let that resolve. Let's see. Let's figure out what he's getting. He can't get Golden Demise. That's the good news. Okay, he's getting cast down. Let that resolve. Now before blocks, let's hit him for X equals 6.
I won't forget that. Don't get cocky.
That's interesting. Oh, it's return. Okay, so he can still eternalize it afterwards. Wow, that's a nice one. Okay, opponent stitching lands. So let the race begin. Got Metallic Rebuke. Okay. So we'll see how the trades work. See what our opponent casts that's relatively big. Doomfall. Yeah, sure, Doomfall that. Okay, so it's got Fields of Ruin. So if he attacks with this one, I just chump block with... Okay, he's not gonna attack because he's afraid he doesn't want me to generate more energy. I'm gonna start drawing cards. So Whirler Virtuoso. Let's see if he tries to counter it. Send Scatter. Okay, let that resolve. Okay, so okay, take action. At least the Aether Super's now paying off. Let's see if our opponents try cast something in response. Field of Ruin, Sureless Solve. Okay, need a blue mana source. Okay. So I'm probably not gonna counter anything anytime soon. Vraska's Contempt. You know what? Let's see if he's willing to pay for it. And he's targeting the Aether Super, yeah. So we're kind of stalling him out. That's okay. Let's see, so we... Okay, he's thinking. Looking back at the... Okay, so he did pay for it after all. Looking back, those Golden Demises would have wrecked us really badly. I'm so glad he ditched them so early. So, blocked Servo. Take 2 damage. So, take action. Okay, that's another Glint-Sleeve Siphoner. And a Virtuoso again. Yeah, let's just dump it all. So we get to hit for 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably should just hit for all 6. I can generate tokens with this guy anyway. So if nothing happens, we draw 3 cards off these guys. Sincerely doubt that. Cast down. Okay, time to... Oh, that was it. So we did win a game against some blue-black control. It almost feels like I juked our opponent into thinking our deck was different. So he had... Golden Demise is not exactly what I call a main deck card. So he probably ditched those thinking, oh, this one's probably that Grixis deck that runs Nicol Bolas, so I need all my targeted removal. Not quite. Okay, so we got Aether Super, Aether Poisoner, Harness Lightning. Yeah, we'll keep this one. I'll get the... Probably Swamp first turn. I'm not afraid. Normally I would do this much later because I want to see what our opponent plays first. But then again, our options are quite limited. Siren Storm Tamer. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pass the turn. This might be the Curious Obsession deck. So our opponent has to play it first. Of course, he could just swing for the damage first, then we just burn it afterwards. But no, our opponent's really thinking hard, so he probably does have it. So he's gonna attack. We're going to take. Let's see what he does. Stormfleet Aerialist. Okay. So we're gonna burn the bigger guy. Now we have to play Spire Bluff Canal. Yeah, I'm gonna pass the turn again. I really need to figure out how to set it so that you can change the color look of the basic lands. Okay. This could just be mono blue pirates. Let's see what he's got. Sort of the Aerialist. Now he can sacrifice a Storm Tamer just to counter this. Oh, it's... Ooh! Saucy. So... So now that it looks like our opponent doesn't... It's still possible our opponent has something though, so I'm not counting that out. We're gonna just have to start racing with these guys. So this is definitely mono blue aggro. I'm expecting a Zahid sometime soon. Problem is right now we're kind of flooded. We already burned through our removal. Okay, he's now casting it normally, which means he doesn't. Okay, so... Oh, and it's when it attacks. Okay. So, got the Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Let's get our plain island. Let's play the Siphoner. So now we can start drawing back up to cards. we are going to take a lot of damage because the moment the Marauder attacks, this guy can't fly anymore. So we'll be taking 4 damage. Yeah, there's no reason for him to block. He's got the better return. No, I'm the one who's now no, I'm the one who wants to have Golden Demise at this point. So we definitely want to draw a card. I did. Okay, that works. So problem's the sequencing. Combat, attack. Do I make? No, I need the card more. Let's see, counter target. Okay. Fortunately, I have to get rid of that one first. It's annoying. Yeah, you could sacrifice it to itself in response. There you go. So just end the turn there. Probably not gonna fool anyone. So taking 3. Thankfully, our opponent's drawing into a lot of lands, but all our opponent needs is a Tempest Djinn, and we're in so much trouble. That's another Warkite Marauder. Yeah, we need to take. Yeah, it's okay. So there's no point in me leaving this guy behind now. Might as well just swing with everybody. Ooh, I could have played the land first. I'm not gonna play it. So I'm gonna take 5 damage. And I'm not gonna be able to draw a card. Yikes. This is not... So we lose next turn unless I can remove one of these guys. Yeah, because I'm only going to get in for 6. Okay. Yeah, that was a greedy misplay. I should just play the land first. I actually forgot all about this one. Costs 4. Okay. So we're living off the top of our deck. That's not gonna do it. Yeah, I probably should have played it anyway, so I could have drawn one more card. Yeah. Yep. Too many mistakes. Yeah, there's no... In fact, I probably should just kept swinging. I skipped this guy for like, what, 2 turns? So, 8... 3, 4. Yeah, the yeah, that's the closest I got. Yeah, that was a bit annoying. Playing the land would have avoided that error. I would have had the energy I needed. So now I'm right on the fence. I'm 1 loss away from literally losing it all. So at least I know so it might be a case of the next time I go through this one, if I go through this one, I might actually just decide to do a Temur run next. So definitely turn to Siphoner. I'm gonna keep this one. So swap first. Okay. Actually, not okay. That one probably means banned Turbo Fog. So at least this last game might be very long. Not that I like. Oh, yep. Banned. Search for Escanta. So, combat attack. Play this one. And turn. I'm just gonna cycle this one. Okay. So let's spring. Yep. Cycle. Let's see if we're fast enough. I don't think so, but we'll give it a shot anyway. So start drawing cards. Now in this matchup, some of these cards are kind of dead. So okay. Okay. Opponent didn't ditch the next card. Probably means it's... Oh, okay. So basically, okay, so he's ditched another land. He could be land heavy at this point. I'm still waiting for... Oh, he's really land heavy. So he's... Okay, unlicensed disintegration isn't gonna do it. Yeah, this is... This also doesn't do it for us. It is a big creature and does generate a lot of energy. I'm gonna hold up the mana anyway. Probably should have made this deck a bit more aggro. It's kind of strange that you have to design your decks for for two completely divergent matchups. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could be in Nexus mana at this point, but okay, there's Karn. I think he's gonna try to draw into a Nexus. We may have to nuke Karn first. Let's see what. Okay. So that one's a bit weird. Okay. I'm still expecting something like a Gift of Paradise right now. If he already has a 7 mana. Okay. So we need to draw into more action. I'm guessing another thing we could do is look for ways to make our opponent discard. Okay. Definitely not taking the Aether Hub, but I'm taking the Metallic Rebuke. So we play a land, play Whirler Virtuoso. Take a hit. Yeah. Definitely playing the Virtuoso over the top the wrist. Now the problem is these Planeswalkers are a huge time sink as well. Root Snare, that's actually okay. I have to prevent... So I'm gonna play the Virtuoso first. I could just drain all. I could drain all the energy, but I do have enough for Metallic Rebuke, so that's not necessary. Karn's Temporal Sundering. He might have a negate. Oh, he didn't have. This would be... He probably should be digging the Nexus of Fate out of... Okay, so you can keep the land. Just gonna make one. Save the mana, because basically my life is just basically a huge resource pile at this point. Another glint sleeve. A lot of dead cards here though. Let's get ourselves on our island. So we need to hit 7 here. So that Metallic Rebuke worked wonders. Now I'm still expecting another Root Snare, but it's going to come to a point where our opponent is going to eventually run out. So we essentially need to leave up 3 mana. So yeah, let's leave it is. And turn. So I'm gonna hold off making another token just yet. I think he's gonna go for it though.
This will aid us.
Yeah. So he's gonna cast that. That's fine. And he's got 2 mana left. Oh, he's just well, at least he did get to do something. Pass turn. So now, what is our opponent? So our opponent is trying to draw into Settle the Wreckage. He really wants to cast a fairy at that point. I really can't wait for Guilds of Ravnica. The green. Have you seen the new rare that? Let's see, what do I want him to have? Both these are bad. Oh, I want him. Okay, I want him to have the one that costs more.
Let's skip to the
No, I might have been setting. No, in hindsight, I might have just set him up there. Yeah, because he could just play a land, pay for that. And he could untap that. Yeah, that was a mistake. No, I don't think this... Yeah, this deck doesn't have any creatures, so... What I'm actually going to do is just cast Harness Lightning on my... Gift of Paradise. So he's going to resolve both. I'm just going to cast Harness Lightning to gain 3 energy. Yep, that's a nice touch. Confirm that you're really not going to pay mana. Combat. So he could still have... He has to untap these 2. That's the most efficient one. So let's see if I can... So take... Draw a card. Draw a card. Draw a card for real. Okay. So I'm gonna have to take out Karn. No, I have to take out the fairy first. So... So the good news is he's... Oh, did he... He finally ran out.
Don't make another move. No more games.
So... I could play the top turret now. Wait. Only anytime you can cast a sorcery, so I can't use this in response to a Settle the Wreckage. That's nice to know. Yeah, let's just play the top turret. So we're gonna end the turn. We'll end the turn here.
I'll make use of that later.
So I can keep the forest. So he's got another Teferi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He does have enough.
I know my responsibility. We need to move quickly.
Okay, so just waiting for him to cast his Nexus and whatnot. Looks like he hasn't drawn it yet. Now the scary thing is I could just go all in, but I could be walking into a Settle the Wreckage. So we're drawing into more... No, we're not drawing more cards. And some of our cards are just literally dead. So... Okay. So that should be enough to force him to cast Settle the Wreckage now. Root Snare is just fine too. So I could just cast these Aether Super so I can start drawing into more cards later. Problem is I know he's gonna draw more cards than I am. So this run didn't go very well. We had a nice idea, but eventually, but I don't think this color combination has the right answers we need. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's now he's now in position to start digging. That's not good. And Temporal Sundering is probably just as... Oh wait. Target player return up to target to its owner's hand. Okay. So the return might not be so bad. Problem is, both of these are targeted. Actually, I'm really curious. Why is the player part targeted? Is it just to prevent people from... Is it just to prevent the effect from getting nuked? I guess that's the case.
You may regret that choice.
So... You can have the Hinterland Harbor. He's gonna eventually come to the point where he can ultimate already. Yeah, Root Snare, Hazel Pollen. He's only cast 3 of them so far. Should expect there should be at the very least 3 more, at the most 5 more. It's no. He's now cycling, so he's gonna run out of chaff soon. He's drawn into his Nexus of Fate. Yeah, I guess that's it. Well, let's just let that resolve first. Well, he does have a choice, so that's not gonna matter. So he's not gonna off his land in response. But yeah, this game is practically over at this point. He's drawing into enough cards so that he can potentially draw enough cards so that he's pretty much gonna see a Nexus of Fate again later.
No time for a break.
Okay, he's digging. Yeah. Yep, he found it. So that's it. We can concede at this point. So here we can see pretty much most of the basic stuff of Kaladesh. Many decent ideas. All of them got overshadowed by the really broken stuff. I actually thought of running this one, but no. I could run something with this one though. This might give me an idea for what to do next. But I'll post the deck list up sometime later. But honestly, I think this is a case where we take a look at what we have, but running just plain Kaladesh Aether Revolt block, not enough good stuff. We are soft on planeswalkers. We don't have the normal bounce that I usually use. I think there is some bounce, but the best one, well, there is one, but it costs 3 mana if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. It'll be embarrassing if it turns out I actually just missed it. Let's see. Nope, this is the one I was thinking of. Definitely cost 3 mana. So basically, yeah, if I were to run this with a sideboard, definitely a lot of this allows the Disappearing Act, maybe. Actually, Disappearing Act's not such a bad idea. Basically, what happens is it becomes loaded with counters. The black part might actually be the weakest link here. I could just go straight blue-red. Yeah, and I might actually do just that. So next week we're gonna revisit this one, but it's not gonna be Grixis anymore. We'll probably just stick straight blue-red. I'll also drop the limiter at this point, so we can probably run even better stuff here. It's kind of like these guys. Why spend energy to make a Topter when you can just drop this guy? It makes a Topter by itself. Well, it's not quite the... Well, I might actually keep it anyway. Energy is still a payoff, but the energy part might be the weakest part. Actually, just having plain artifacts might be a better run. Like, I could make it more aggressive with... combine it with, let's say, Gearsmith Prodigy, combine it with more Artificer so that I can actually use the goggles, for example. So that's one idea, but definitely the black's gotta go. It's not working out that well, and it's really great against anti-creature matchups, but not so much. So there we go. So we'll take a look at the brand new deck for this one. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, don't think that this makes Kaladesh look bad. I didn't really use all the great stuff just yet. Basically, just tried to illustrate some of the things like the improvise, which kind of barely got used. Energy, I think the payoffs are more in green, so if ever there's more time, I might revisit it that way. But it's basically a quick sum up of the different mechanics. I could have mentioned Revolt, but honestly, people only remember it for Fatal Push. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time.